scrapey tools. I mean, do you like it? Does the sound annoy you? Because it annoys me, and it feels like they're going to rip my teeth out.
I want them to go hard at my gums. Like I like when I leave the dentist.
You're such a fake.
No, it needs to hurt a little bit. It's the way that you know it works. If you go and do a lift and you leave and you feel fresh as a daisy, did you get a good lift in?
All right, Josh, you put it on the poll on Twitter at Scalzo and Brust. If you go to get your teeth cleaned at the dentist, should it hurt?
No, should it hurt a little? Nobody thinks you should leave there feeling like it should hurt.
Fine.
But you should
add the caveat.
You should feel it a little
I
bit.
felt it a little bit.
You clearly did it. Like I could tell that you did it.
It was so fun. Like I don't know, I feel nice and clean. It didn't hurt.
But is it just fun because you felt like you got special treatment?
No, they actually did a phenomenal job, and I don't know if it's because they kept it light and maybe my gums don't hurt. And I'm genuinely. I put that poll out there because I wanted to see how people leave the dentist when they go get a teeth cleaning, if it's supposed to hurt a little. Because for me, I feel just dandy.
800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. And following in the theme of Benny the Kid, Ben the Child, Ben has a big basketball game. The former all-time leading three-point shooter at the University of Wisconsin, who played in a Final Four, Ben Brust, has a game tonight against high schoolers in a basketball
You're gonna
tournament.
Position this in a
How
way.
am I positioning it? Did I lie at all? Is anything
you could say the best high schoolers.
Are they the best high schoolers in the state?
I mean, the roster is comprised of them.
Really? So if I look at the top 10 high schoolers in the state of Wisconsin right now,
yeah,
you're saying that all 10 would be on this team.
On the roster, I don't know who's going to be necessarily. I know that 2 of them won't be present, but they were at the first game, and it's not my fault they're not there today.
Why aren't they there?
They're on spring break
with their parents. See, like you're playing against children who have vacations booked by their parents to go there. We had one of our fantastic
I
teammates.
went on spring break as a senior before I went to college.
One of our fantastic teammates, our director of finance, came up to you because her daughter in high school is friends with one of the players on the team. You are a grown 31-year-old man.
You know what's crazy is I was doing the math. Like some of these kids, I'm almost twice their age now. I can't lose to kids that I'm twice their age. Like I'm telling you, I did my Princeton Club read yesterday talking about working on like those muscles. Just worked on a ton of chest because Bo Ryan taught me to chest up. And
cool.
These kids who are fast don't know what it's like to run into a brick wall.
So I'm looking right now at a rankings here of the top 10 high school players in the state. Now,
do the class of 2024 because I don't think any seniors are a part of this.
Okay.
I don't know who's a part of this. I don't want to look because I made up the fact that they're the top 10 guys.
I know you made up the fact. That's what I'm calling you on.
But it very well could be the top 10 guys for all I know.
Con Canupal. Is he on the team?
He is not.
Okay, he's number 1 in the class of 2024. Nick Janowski.
I think he's a senior. He's not playing.
It's class of 2024. Amari McCutchery.
I don't know. I have to pull up the roster.
Will Hornseth. The top 4 players in the class aren't even on the team.
Holy cross.
I mean, this is unbelievable.
2023.
You're a 9.5-point favorite by your own admission here going up against high schoolers tonight. How are you feeling?
I feel good. I feel good. Especially that skinny twig Milan is on spring break, and I'm talking trash about a 17-year-old who's actually really, really good.
He's the class of 2023.
Yeah. Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh, man, he's going to have a decision to make here soon. But, again, he's not going to be there. I feel great, other than the fact that I have to drive from Milwaukee to Kaukauna. So I'm driving an hour and a half after doing this radio show, and there's supposed to be some weather, some tornadoes, and this, that, and the other thing. Regardless, my body at age 31, almost 32, has not driven an hour and a half, gotten out of a car, and played a basketball game an hour later. I'm not, like you said, I'm not a spring chicken anymore, so that's the thing I'm worried about the most. And I will send a text to get the roster, because now I'm curious if we're playing all bums or some real dudes.
800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. Call us, text us there. Pete in McWanago says, you got to get the gas, dude, especially at the dentist.
Got to get the gas.
TJ,
is that the Novocaine?
No, it's like to get put out.
Oh, the laughing gas or whatever?
Yes. TJ from the road says, Ben, just buy a sports mouth guard. They're the same once you fit it right, meaning the night guard that your dentist, who you love so much, will charge you probably, $700 for?
On the dot.
Yeah.
With insurance, I think I can get the night guard for $300.
You think you can get it for
I got to run it through the dental insurance.
So otherwise, you could spend $12 on Amazon and just boil it and fit it yourself. But you're going to end up paying for the night guard because the dentist treated you nice.
Yeah. Is that why they treated me nice? Do you think they knew I was an
They're salespeople.
Do you think they smelled blood in the water when they're like, oh, look at this cute little kid who came in, like, he's got insurance, he doesn't know what he's doing, his teeth are a little bit out of whack, we'll get him for $700.
Ron in the Key wants you to recognize the fact that you are closer in age to him, Ron in the Key, than you are to the kids that you're playing tonight.
Oh my God, I can't lose to the kids.
800-990-3776. Let's go to Jake in Milwaukee. Jake, welcome to Scalzo and Brust, presented by Bud Light, hanging out here at Motor at the Harley-Davidson Museum in downtown Milwaukee. What do you got?
Who you guys got for March Madness tomorrow? Florida, San Diego State, Miami, UConn. Who you guys think's going to win tomorrow?
I got SDSU and Miami in the final.
Wow.
Wow, what?
I'll take UConn to win it all.
I mean, that is the wise play. They're definitely the best team left. And it goes, if you want, can I go nerdy for a second?
I think that's what Jake in Milwaukee wants.
Since 2002, each winner of the NCAA tournament has been in the top 20 of defensive efficiency and offensive efficiency. Only UConn in 2014, who won it when I was in the Final Four, did not meet that criteria. UConn is the only team left that has met that criteria of Ken Palm's statistical ranking. So, that being said, if history were to serve true, UConn would be the winner. But I don't know. History hasn't served true all NCAA tournament. I like Miami plus the points, even if they don't win.
Ben from Madison says, Benny Brust is the stereotypical real-life representation of the cool soundbite.
Cool.
Should I walk around with the cool soundbite ready to go at all times?
Sam from Milwaukee says, big-time Benny excuses have already made an appearance before the game even started. He wiped those away and got right back into chest-out Benny by the end of it.
Yeah, and exactly how it will go. Like, the whole drive will be like, all right, well, it's Friday. I'm driving up to play a basketball game. But once that ball is tipped, it's like when I played Jesse Nelson in bowling, right? He was all excited. I was playing him in his sport. I spanked him and wiped him clean.
Will any of the players you're playing against be dropped off and or picked up by their parents for the game tonight?
I cannot confirm nor deny that question.
I mean, I want to put the over-under on 1.5, and I'm rooting for the over. You need to report back on Monday how many kids were dropped off and picked up by their
During the
parents
handshake line, should I ask if they have their driver's license?
Yeah, yes, exactly. Homer joins us next. We'll talk Packers, we'll talk Bucks, we'll talk Brewers, and who knows what else with Homer. We are live here on the Harley-Davidson Museum campus at Motor Bar and Restaurant. Pop on by. It's Scalzo and Brust, presented by Bud Light.
You're listening to Bud Light, Scalzo and Brust.
101 calories in a 24-minute sex session. That's the result.
When you're Ben Brust laying on your back expecting everybody else to do the work.
I hate you so much.
Subscribe to the Scalzo and Brust podcast free on the Wisconsin On Demand app and wherever you get your podcasts.
We're starting to see some backup in all of our usual spots. 43 southbound from Brown Deer to downtown is now a 7-minute delay, with the biggest congestion still running from Good Hope Road and down to Hampton. And we're starting to see those usual backups on both 94 east and westbound. Heading eastbound from the zoo into downtown, you have a 3-minute delay. And heading westbound through the same stretch, you have a 4-minute delay. Everything else on the roads is all clear. And time for a look at your Storm Team forecast. Tonight, storms ending, windy with chance for snow showers and a low of 36. Saturday, morning snow showers with accumulation under an inch and decreasing clouds and windy with a high of 40. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Finn Askin on 94.5 ESPN.
Show me your Guinness. We want to see you enjoying Guinness pints this month at your favorite Milwaukee area establishments. Take a picture with your Guinness, scan the QR code, and enter to win amazing prizes all month when you show me your Guinness.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. One call, that's all.
What was the final straw for Jeff Levering?
When I walked into my son's room and there was frost on the hardware on the inside of the house. My wife was getting upset with the drafts coming through the doors. That was it.
Time to call Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
With all the options that Pella has, everybody on your staff has done a great job of making a really difficult decision super simple.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 4 years. Visit PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. Offer ends 3/31/2023. Yeah, they're football guys, but they don't shy away from the big topics of the day.
That's on Matt LaFleur. You signed up for this gig. This is like Ted Thompson used to say, you got to put your big boy pants on.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
And right now, those big boy pants, he ain't cut for big boy pants. He's a Euro cut, tight fit jean guy. That's where he's at.
Do you have a pair of those?
It's not my deal.
Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
When it's time for an adventure on the open highway, one quick call to American Family Insurance gets you headed in the right direction. Our travel peace of mind package is there if you encounter a bump in the road. From roadside assistance to rental car coverage, we have you covered. Find a local agent or get a quote at amfam.com.
American Family Insurance.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
At least twice as big
as the one you gave her when you got engaged.
That's the definition of a big anniversary diamond.
Kessler's has lots of ways for you to go twice as big.
We have twice as big diamonds from diamond mines.
These diamonds come from the fiery heart of Mother Earth. And the ones that exist in the world today are all there will ever be.
Kessler's also has twice as big created diamonds.
These diamonds come from the fiery heart of a ball of lightning, a miniature star, inside a plasma chamber. It's a wonder to behold.
Kessler's also has twice as big flickering firelight diamonds.
These natural diamonds flicker with all the warm colors of firelight instead of the cold colors of ice. Flickering firelight diamonds are another wonder to behold.
And all of these twice as big diamonds are for her.
The best wonder to behold of all. Welcome to Kessler's.
To find the Kessler's nearest you, go to Kessler'sDiamonds.com.
Homer, the official, unofficial whippersnapper of the Scalzo and Brust family, is brought to you by LabCorp. Visit LabCorpClinicalTrials.com to participate in a study, earn money, and advance medicine.
Live at Motor Bar and Restaurant on the Harley-Davidson Museum campus. We're presented by the world's greatest beer, Bud Light. He is Ben Brust. I'm Greg Scalzo. You, the Scalzo and Brust family, calling, texting 800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. Ben Brust is a big game tonight. That's right. It rivals that Elite Eight matchup in order to emerge into the Final Four back in college. Back in 2014, here we are 9 years later, another big game in March as he is taking on, alongside some of his former Badger teammates, a group of high schoolers on a Friday night in Kaukauna as part of the Holy Cross basketball tournament.
54th annual,
Hold on,
Greg.
I've got the top 10 recruits in the state of Wisconsin in high school for the class of 23 and class of 24. I'm going to read their names. Let me know how many of them are on this roster or if you're just playing some high schoolers.
Sounds good. I'm ready to go.
Is Milan playing tonight?
He's on the roster. Rumors say spring break.
So I'm asking who I know.
I just added some commentary. The Iowa State commit, I believe, is on spring break.
Jeremy Lorenz.
Jeremy Lorenz is on the list.
All right.
Team hero.
Demarian Birch.
He's 6'8" forward. He's got He's got nothing. Damarian Birch. Don't see him. Nope.
Prentice Young.
That's a really strong name. Sounds like a lacrosse player, but nope.
Mac Reck.
Nope.
Khan, you already said isn't on the team. Nick Janowski.
Nope.
Jack Dougherty.
Nope.
I mean, what are we doing here, Benny? Those are your top 8 players in the state right now, according to 24/7 Sports.
Yeah, but this is one thing from the AP Coach of the Year, Shaka Smart, that I did learn is as soon as you start saying you should win are the games that you should look out for. So don't give
Will Hornseth.
Nope.
Amari McCautry.
Nope.
I mean, who are we playing tonight, Benny?
Greg, the roster, look what this says. I can't. 9 first-team all-conference players, 4 conference players of the year, and 3 state champions.
But we don't even know what conferences they're in or what levels they're playing at or when they won those games. We don't know who's even on the team. Like, that's like saying Robert Horry won 5, is a 5-time NBA champion.
What are you taking away from Robert Horry right now?
Well, he ain't Kobe Bryant when it comes to a basketball tournament.
And I'm not either.
800-990-3776. We've not been able to locate Homer. We'll work on finding him and getting him into the show here.
Josh, is there a possibility that he left his phone in the studio? Because he's done that 3 or 4 times since we've known him.
There's certainly a possibility. You can't rule it out, but I keep going straight directly to his voicemail, so there's a chance his phone just died.
Okay.
That is probably leader in the clubhouse in terms of odds. Minus 190, phone dead.
That is true. Tough one for the Bucks last night as they lose at home to the Boston Celtics. I was at the game. The buzz was palpable when you walked in. It was an earlier start, 6:30. It was a nationally televised game on TNT, and it felt like a big-time game, right? It felt like a massive game, and the first quarter, competitive, fast, entertaining. We hit
so
the
much
under,
fun.
Hit the under 61.
We gave it out to the audience,
we
too.
We gave it to the Scalzo.
First quarter, under 61. It hit 60.
Family table win right there for the Scalzo and Brust family. And then the wheels fell off for the Milwaukee Bucks. They looked tired. They looked lethargic. The energy was lacking. They were missing shots. And they could not stop the Boston Celtics no matter what the Celtics were doing. They just looked sloppy. They were turning the ball over far more than they normally do. And the Celtics went into halftime with a massive deficit that only grew in the second half, at one point up by 40. Just an absolute drubbing by the Boston Celtics of the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm not sure how much it matters entirely in the grand scheme of things, right? Bucks still in pole position to get the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, and I don't believe that like one game now, like the Celtics are in the heads of the Bucks, but it was interesting given that the Bucks sat Middleton on Wednesday night, the front end of the back-to-back against the Indiana Pacers, and then brought him into this back end of the back-to-back because you knew They wanted to at least play hard against this Celtics team. Otherwise, you just shut down the whole team.
Yeah, like you said, if Middleton's health was the priority, right? Like, I think you can play them in a lower capacity, but it was Middleton go out there and get it in that first quarter. Not because I bet on it. I mean, like you said, Kevin Harlan, the national broadcast, like I was hyped. That was on the big screen with the surround sound, and I was all in. And for me, I don't think it means anything in terms of, hey, the Celtics have the Bucks number now. But what I do think it gives is an interesting dynamic to look forward to if those teams meet again. Because what I saw was, and let's preface, the Bucks did play 5 games in 7 days, but no one cares about that when you throw the ball up and go play.
Sure. But it looked like they played
it did. But I'm just saying you can only react off what you see, and what I saw was a Celtics team that is equipped to handle and guard Giannis better than most teams in the NBA, due to the fact that basically everyone they roll out there is 6'5" or taller. Even if Marcus Smart isn't 6'5", he can play to 6'6", be annoying. They actually had Marcus Smart on Giannis to start the game, because if Giannis sets a screen, you know what happens? The Celtics would switch him on to a different player that could stay with Giannis and at least make life difficult. So from a matchup standpoint, I would love to see these two teams play. I would be shocked if they both aren't the two teams in the Eastern Conference Finals. They both play physical. They both are athletic. They both have guys who can take over the game in stars. I mean, think about what Drew Holiday did against the Pacers. Giannis, obviously, but the Celtics clogged the lane. They made life hell on Giannis, and the refs kind of reffed it like a playoff game. So I thought it was interesting. I'm not going to take all my takeaways from it because of the 5 games in 7 days and because they were.
I'll give you my takeaways. This is going to be a great playoff matchup.
Yeah, I just said
it'd
be crazy if this is not the matchup.
Yes, but 41-point loss by the Bucks to the Celtics at home in a game that felt like this was going to be a preview of that Eastern Conference Finals matchup. Like, I will say, as a consumer, I was a little, disappointed. But
for
to
sure,
your point, like, it doesn't mean anything because this Bucks team is a veteran team. They know they're going to know how to bounce back. They're going to know what to do in order to get right when they need to get right. And I think this does have a lot to do with the 5 games in 7 days. And once you hit the playoffs, it's a whole nother level.
They're deeper, or I'd say they're equally deep, but the thing that's different with the Milwaukee Bucks when it comes to the playoffs is the adversity they faced in the Eastern Conference semis when they won the championship. They went down 0-2 really bad to the Nets. They also started 0-2 against the Suns. So if I'm going to look at one game in which they got walloped, like they got walloped in the Eastern semis against the Nets, and I believe ownership came in and was not happy with Coach Bud and the entire team, and next thing you know, this team goes on a run to win a championship. That is what the Bucks have in terms of an advantage over the Celtics, regardless of anything we just talked about.
I don't know necessarily about, because the Celtics have had deep playoff runs. I think it's more about the fact that this Bucks team and the culture that they've built, a huge credit to Coach Bud, is like it is a veteran team that I think isn't as affected as the younger guys in Boston, right? Like Giannis is an NBA superstar in his late 20s. You go through the history of the NBA, that means a lot more than somebody who's younger than 26 years old, like a Jason Tatum, who's clearly the number one. And at times, I think with that Celtics team with Tatum and Brown, you could kind of see that youth emerge, and that's certainly a concern.
Jalen's 5 threes in the first quarter were ridiculous.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
And Tatum dunking it in the fourth quarter was like that meant a lot to. Like he wanted to keep playing, and he was trying to send a message there. As was Thanasis when he got kicked out late in the fourth quarter for getting into it with the ultimate. That's right. He's still in the NBA guy, Blake Griffin. Yes. Homer, we've managed to locate him. He will join us next here on Scalzo and Brust. We are live at Motor Bar and Restaurant at the Harley-Davidson Museum campus. Pop on down. They've got fish fry going tonight. Awesome food, burgers, barbecue specials from the kitchen, all made from scratch. As Benny said, easy to park, easy to get into. So pop on down here. Enjoy some Bud Lights with us, Scalzo and Brust. Homer's next. That's Scalzo and Brust.
You're listening to Bud Light, Scalzo, and Brust.
I want Greg Scalzo to be my running mate, and you get to be VP, but I'm taking George Washington off the one. You're saying no.
I would not want that to tarnish my legacy or reputation.
Your legacy is you and I are P and VP of life forever. That's our legacy. Who cares what we did?
If you were born when George Washington was born, you wouldn't have made it to 1 year old. Times were hard back then, and that man won the freaking American Revolution and started this fine country.
He's a great man. He had his run. It's a new era.
Subscribe to the Scalzo and Brust podcast free on the Wisconsin On Demand app and wherever you get your podcasts.
The system is clearing up a little bit now. 94 westbound down to a 1-minute delay heading from downtown to the zoo. Heading eastbound on that same stretch, you're looking at a 4-minute delay. And 43 southbound from Brown Deer down to the Marquette is all the way down to a 3-minute delay. Everything else looks all good for your commute. And now for a look at your storm team forecast. Tonight, storms ending, windy with a chance for snow showers and a low of 36. Saturday, morning snow showers with accumulation under an inch. Decreasing clouds and windy and a high of 40. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Finn Askin on 94.5 ESPN.
Individual rates, coverage offerings, and savings may vary. Subject to terms and conditions. Not available in all areas. Actual Pi customer.
As a small business, we're always looking for ways that we can offer the quality product and get some cost savings.
Meet Michelle from J.J. Pfister Distilling Company, a small business in California. When looking for workers' comp coverage tailored to the company's needs, she discovered Pi Insurance.
We heard about Pi Insurance being geared for a small business, gave Pi a call, and ended up switching.
Is your small business overpaying for workers' comp insurance? See how much you could save at trypi.com. Plus, when you sign up for pay-as-you-go billing, your premium is based on your actual payroll, not an estimate, so your workers' comp audit experience is simplified.
We saved about 30% off of our workers' comp insurance when we switched to Pi.
It's as easy as pie to get the savings you deserve. What are you waiting for? Ask your agent for Pi. Or get a quote in 3 minutes at trypi.com. That's TRYPIE.com.
From big tailgate parties to cozy dinners for two, the freshest ideas start with a stop at Century Foods.
Now through Wednesday, save on 24-pack 0.5-liter bottles, essential everyday natural spring water, $3.99. 8 to 9 ounce potato chips, 15-ounce pretzels, or 10 to 12-ounce tortilla chips, selected varieties, 2 for $5. 5 to 8 ounce package, selected varieties, Sargento Deli-style sliced cheese, 2 for $6. 19.5 to 34-ounce package, selected varieties, Sara Lee fruit or cream pies, $5.99.
Hey, why'd you throw my glass across the room?
I have to keep practicing.
The vase from Aunt Sophie?
I'm warming up in case I get to take the mound at American Family Field. Read this.
Win the ultimate baseball fan experience at Century Foods?
You either get to throw out the first pitch, hold the finish line for the famous racing sausages, or be on the field during batting practice. My new TV!
Just doing a little batting practice of my own.
The ultimate baseball fan experience from Century Foods. Return the entry form found in the weekly ad to any Century by July 26th.
Just because the buzzer hits doesn't mean the game ends. Highlights.
Holiday back to Giannis, and Giannis will staple it through with a two-hand jam.
Reaction.
Bucks have been very good. So we're talking about 3 months now that the Bucks have been the best team in the league, and the Bucks and the Sixers have been the 2 best teams by a wide margin.
Your thoughts.
Take care of the glass. We need to do that, and we did it in the fourth quarter.
Nobody knows the Bucks like Justin Garcia. Catch Bucks Talk after every game right here on 94.5 ESPN.
The best quality roofs, siding, windows, and doors, expertly installed and at an affordable price. Hi, this is Bo from Ridgetop Exteriors. We're the trusted local experts you can count on for your home exterior projects. There's a reason so many customers recommend us after we help with their projects. Go to ridgetopexteriors.com for a free estimate.
Did you know that when you talk, read, or sing with your child, you're helping to shape their brain? Every parent has the power to create a strong start for our children from the day they are born. Visit TalkingIsTeaching.org for free tips and ideas on how to transform everyday moments into magical moments for learning.
Marquette's most delusional fan, Homer, on Scalzo and Brust, is brought to you by LabCorp. Visit LabCorpClinicalTrials.com to participate in a study, earn money, and advance medicine.
Live from Motor Bar and Restaurant at the Harley-Davidson Museum campus right here in downtown Milwaukee. Welcome back in to Scalzo and Brust. We're presented by the world's greatest beer, and we're excited to be joined by our friend. Our teammate who joins us every Friday. You hear him on Homer and Tony. Weekdays 2 to 4 on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. Of course, the voice of Marquette basketball. He is Homer. Homer, as somebody who's watched a lot of high-level basketball in your life, Ben Brust, Zach Showalter, a couple other Badger teammates are playing in a basketball tournament tonight against a bunch of high schoolers. 2 of which are part of the top 10 high school players in the state of Wisconsin. The rest of them we don't know. What would you set the line at on the game, and who do you think should be favored?
Wow, that's a tough one. By the way, there's one thing consistent with your show. The only phone call I have trouble with, so it doesn't matter where I am or what I do, but I did not lose my phone. I texted moments before the start of the show that I was available, but it is amazing.
Well, hang on. Let's work this out. Josh DiMaggio, what do you have to say for this?
I would say that pretty consistently on Wilde and Tausch as I'm producing. They seem to have trouble as well connecting. So I don't know if it's just the show or what's going on here.
Yep. No, it's clearly the show. But that's not a fault of anybody working.
I don't know what it is, Homer. Somehow the show extends itself to the phone lines not necessarily working.
Get Scott to work on it, and it'll be solved. He's brilliant. So that'll be the end of the problem.
Well, he is. I just blame Josh. I think it's user
So yeah,
error,
I'm not good at this because I don't know at some point where you become old and then you lose the high school kids. I never played at the level of these guys, so I don't know. I'm surprised that you can do this. I didn't know that.
Ben, I will say this, Homer, just to give some context. Ben is still putting up a 38-point triple-double against like grown men and former Division I college players in a separate league he's playing in.
Well, D2, D3 mostly.
Okay, see now how I'm trying to build it up.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how it goes because I just don't have any knowledge of like when you lose it or. You know, I would generally go with the old guys, unless you just like have some really old people. I think you should be the favorite.
The one thing, Homer, is no pun intended is the motor. Like I don't have the motor that I did 5 years ago to continue to like go up and down. Chase over like screens and cut off guys defensively, and then go down the court and have legs to shoot a three. It's tough, and these kids run around like it looks like they're going at like light speed.
Yeah, no, there'll be a point in which you'll say, "I've just lost it," but I don't know if you're there yet. I don't think you've had that experience, right? Where like I just can't compete with people this age anymore. Like you haven't run into that yet, right?
I mean, I did a little bit, but I've worked my way back. When did you lose it when it came to tennis?
I don't know, like 30, I think. Something like that, somewhere around in there.
I heard rumors that you were wiping people across the floor.
Oh, those are mere mortals. I mean, this is coming from a former D1 tennis player.
Those weren't good players. I mean, at some point, like, I said I stopped playing because all the people that I could beat quit, and the people that beat me were still playing. So you get tired of losing to the same people all the time. It's not going to change unless they have an injury. No, I didn't. I was not at your level. So you're how old now? I don't even know how old you are.
31, 32 this year.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't. You guys shouldn't have lost it unless you've just.
I'm working on it, Homer. I'll get the job done, and I will report back to you. I got a long drive back. I know you love phone calls with me.
No, I don't. I just went over there. Who's on your team?
Zach Showalter, Aaron Maish, who was a walk-on.
Yeah, his dad was still good at 50. So unless he's totally lost it, I'm assuming he's.
Yeah, Steve Showalter is our pseudo coach.
Yeah, you guys should win. Yeah,
Homer, let's switch gears here.
If there was no Showalter, I'd say you're going to lose, but he might even play. Can the coach play?
He could, but he's not making this roster. But we're going to switch gears here. As I'm hitting all of the puns right now.
Do you have any other former D1 guys on your team?
Yeah, 2 guys from UWM.
I mean, yeah, you guys should be destroying you're grown men.
I know, but not all of us are in shape. Homer, who do you think you're a big Mark Murphy guy? I've labeled you as the ESPN Wisconsin Mark Murphy
I'm a big
stan.
People acting like he's an idiot, and they don't even look at the record that he's had. Like, he's done fine as president of the Green Bay Packers. Certainly, they probably should have done better, but you can say, well, no, I didn't say the same thing about Bob Harlan. Murphy has been the same after they won the Super Bowl as Harlan after he won the Super Bowl. And everybody loves Bob Harlan, myself included. But in terms of the resume, they're really close. Murphy takes all kind of heat, all about because he got on some sled, and he made it just – no, yes, there's a ripping of Mark Murphy that is just flat out wrong.
Yeah, but Homer, you could say that about anybody and everybody now because there's just so much more social media and reaction.
No, Murphy has done as well as Bob Harlan. Now, it may go south if his GM isn't successful.
if
What?
Bob Harlan was around in this day and age and people actually had access, people know Bob Harlan as sort of the name and the facade and the resume, but you didn't get to hear directly that often from Bob Harlan. You didn't see the
whatever.
PR pictures.
The,
and then even
the
people,
belief of
if
Murphy
they had,
as president is way too negative.
All right, that's fair. If you want to live with that, you can live with that. But I was going to ask you, how much of a hand do you think Mark Murphy has in the trade negotiations between what I call Brian Gutekunst and Aaron Rodgers? Because that's ultimately what this trade comes down to, those two egos trying to make sure they get the best deal.
Not much, I think, to this point. I think Goody's told him what it is, and the obsession over this at this point, the end of March, is insanity. I mean, they got like 3 months before training. The difference in what they're going to get, and that people are obsessing on it in terms of what they get and not going to get, to me, is incredible. It's going to be resolved.
You don't think it's a big deal that they potentially wouldn't get a trade done before the draft?
Aaron Rodgers is leaving. He's gone. He's no longer quarterback of the Green Bay Packers. That's the big issue, and they could get a second or a first, or they should get more and stuff like that. Is so insignificant at this time. Now, if we're in July, the end of July, and it's the start of training camp, and they haven't resolved it, then you got a big deal. Now, this time of year is nothing. They can wait a month, and it doesn't change anything. It's just not that big a deal now in March, or close to the 1st of April. Nothing. Who cares what goes on? March.
I mean, right now, but you guys talked about it earlier today on Homer and Tony, the fact that Rodgers could show up to the offseason program.
Fine, and that's irrelevant, too. That'll be overrated the same way. It's April, so what he shows up.
Hold on.
Hey, who do you say has the best info about the Packers when it comes to the Packers? Jason Wilde.
Jason
Wilde recounts what it was like when Favre was around.
Yeah, and he oversells that 100 degrees. And I'll say the same thing I said to you that I said to him. They won the Super Bowl in 2 years. It didn't matter because Aaron Rodgers could play. If it was this terrible thing that they never recovered from, they couldn't have won the Super Bowl a year later. A year later.
Oh, yeah. No doubt. The big makeup here, the big question is everything. When we move on in 6 months to a year, everything's going to come back to how good is Jordan Love. Because if Jordan Love is great, nobody cares what the trade compensation is. Nobody cares about how ugly it was.
Why can't we say that now?
We can. It's all about how great Jordan Love is going to be. I agree with you. But we still have the drama that's yet to unfold. Like, even when you know the end of the movie, or you know that the movie is going to end in one of two ways, it's still fascinating to see how it gets there. No?
No, I'll give you that, yeah.
And I think the dynamic of, like, this feels like the Packers have dug in. The last time around with Favre, they weren't digging in too hard. I know it was much later in the offseason, but they gave up Favre for a fourth that turned into a third. And this time around, it seems like they're placing a lot of emphasis on what draft capital they will get back, which is interesting. I also think it has to do with the fact that there seems to be more uneasiness now in this transition to Jordan Love than there was back then in the transition to Aaron Rodgers, both from the organization and from the fan base, right or wrong, because I don't think that perception means anything, but I do think that perception is there.
Yeah, because there haven't been near as many positive things said by anybody about Jordan Love like there was about Aaron Rodgers. You had people talking about they'd seen him do things in practice, or he had those moments. Yes, the fear of how good Jordan Love is much greater than the fear that existed when Aaron Rodgers took over. Plus, you had the difference of Mike McCarthy wanted to change. I don't think the head coach now wants to change, though we don't know for sure.
Homer, over under 3,700 yards for Jordan Love next year.
I would go under. I think they know to do well, they're going to have to run the ball. I mean, who do they have to throw it to? In terms of 3,700.
I like where you're going with that, because this is a discussion I had with you in real quick here. Is Jordan Love in a position to succeed right now?
I said before, hell no, not to pass the ball. If he's to succeed, it'll be because they'll have a more balanced running offense than before. So, but I said I need to wait until the start of the year. I don't know who they get at tight end. I don't know what changes they make. Generally, the Packers don't make huge changes. So
even if they draft somebody, I don't see how the roster changes enough where it changes your perception of this team.
It could change it from hell no to no. If we didn't think they gave enough to Rodgers, how can we even have a discussion if they're giving enough to Jordan Love? We don't think they gave enough to Rodgers, right? Yeah, I think it's possible they could go.
I think that's the case.
I guess, you had LaFleur and how much he ran the ball, what was in Tennessee, and, but in terms of, setting it up so that Jordan Love looks good as a first-year quarterback, hell no.
I don't think you do any better than that, Homer. Thanks.
Thank you for the time, Homer. We'll talk to you next week.
Want to give a shout-out to my guy, Matty, at the Princeton Club. He's been amazing for me. And, again, if you want to find your passion, just go to the Princeton Club.
It's a big night for Matty tonight.
You're going to get to meet Matty in the flesh Monday when we're hanging out in Magoo's on the Mountain.
I can't wait, but, this is like
he's built Ben for the moment. Yes, the well-oiled, finely tuned athletic machine quoted by Waterboy there. Find your passion at the Princeton Club. Madison East now has functional strength training and a track. It is amazing for you to go work out at. I've enjoyed that here in the New Berlin facility. But when you get all the Princeton clubs, you feel the community aspect. You feel that when you walk in. The environment's amazing. Free childcare with the membership. Clean health clubs. Join the Princeton clubs because they are amazing for you and your health. If you've been thinking about getting better, just do it. Go in there. Find your passion. They have something for everyone. Princeton Club. It's amazing.
1 or 0 coming up next, live from Motor Bar and Restaurant at the Harley-Davidson Museum campus. It is Scalzo and Brust, presented by Bud Light.
You're listening to Bud Light, Scalzo and Brust.
Well, yes, I do have vodka breath right now, but she asked me to bring her a G&T to the pool, and she wants to see me shirtless walking around the pool, and she's looking forward to tonight.
You're so full of crap.
Yeah, JP,
shut up, Greg.
What do you mean?
He's not a stud. She doesn't want to see him with his shirt off. I've seen him with his shirt off.
The man's got 6 kids. He's doing something.
Subscribe to the Scalzo and Brust podcast free on the Wisconsin On Demand app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Basketball and Guinness, 2 reasons this is the best month of the year. Enjoy both together while watching your favorite team make a title run. Settle into the world of Guinness, over 260 years in the making. Enjoy a pint and the games at Kelly's Bleachers Wind Lake, a sports and entertainment complex featuring local, regional, and national live music, along with 3 indoor and outdoor sand volleyball courts. Also enjoy Guinness at Nomad Sport Club, Hooligans, Mecca, Stenny's, and Red Zone.
Over the past year, we've been hard at work improving our sales processes, expanding and remodeling our facilities, investing in new technology, and continuing our commitment to serve our customers, employees, and community. That's why at Boucher, when our customers leave the dealership, we hope we've made a customer for life. Whether you're in need of a new vehicle, are stopping in for routine maintenance, or are in need of collision work, we will be here to help. With 20 locations throughout southeastern Wisconsin and 30 brands, we've got thousands of new and used vehicles for you to choose from. Our dedicated employees have been named a 2022 top workplace for the past 11 years, and we always have been and will continue to be family-owned and operated. Proud to be your Wisconsin family dealership group since 1977. Visit us today at Boucher.com.
Even when you think you know what's going on, you can never be too sure.
Although I'm trying to think of incidents. There's always an incident.
Do you have any incidents in Mexico?
Yeah.
Packers, nonsense, chaos.
They charged her $300 for a bottle of wine, and that was the last straw. She snapped.
She really uncorked on them, huh?
Yeah, she did uncork. That was good. You're awake now.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Make your statement with Fast Signs of Glendale. You have an idea, and Fast Signs of Glendale can make it happen. 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee works with Fast Signs of Glendale on their vehicle lettering, studio and event signage, and much more. Your company should consider Fast Signs of Glendale with your next custom sign project. Big or small, they can do them all. See their work at fastsigns.com. That's fastsigns.com. Fast Signs of Glendale. proud marketing partner of 94.5 ESPN.
Drew and Jonathan Scott here to tell you that American Family Insurance wants to protect your dreams. So whether you're at home singing in the shower,
every note,
or prefer singing your heart out in the car like Drew,
cruising,
you can save up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto insurance with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Gabe Neitzel here this week on the tee with myself and Stephen Watson, Monday night at 6. It is Masters Week. We love the Masters and get excited for the biggest tournament of the year. We're going to break it all down. Who's going to win? Who should win? And some of our favorite Masters memories, all part of the Masters Week episode of On the Tee.
On the Tee with Gabe and Stephen, Mondays at 6 on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by the 2023 U.S. Senior Open at Century World in Stevens Point. Buy tickets at ussenioropen.com.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
If you can plan barbecues and weddings, you can plan to protect yourself from a natural disaster. Sign up for local alerts, prepare an emergency kit, and make a family communications plan. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Bud Light and streaming live on Wisconsin On Demand.
Gonna have a little regret. I only wanna have a good time. The best thing about being a woman is the prerogative to have a little money. Oh, they're totally crazy. Looking at my lady, men's shirts, short skirts. Really go wild, yeah.
Scalzo and Brust live from Motor Bar and Restaurant, the Harley-Davidson Museum campus. Stop on by. This place is amazing. My first time here. I know a bunch of our other teammates have been here a lot before. I'm very excited. Friday, fish fry, part of their all-new daily specials. Thursday, they have a fried chicken special. Saturday, barbecue and blues with live blues music. Sunday, brunch. Who doesn't like that? For the parents out there like myself, on Monday, kids eat for $2. Taco Tuesday. Wednesday, tapas. Check out the website here again at Motor Bar and Restaurant at the Harley-Davidson Museum campus. It's awesome. Very excited for the food. So pop on by. He's Ben Brust. I'm Greg Scalzo. Josh DiMaggio running the show. Josh, let's get to some 1 or zeros.
Are you a 1 or a 0? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Are you a yes or a no?
There's no such thing as a gray area. Life is binary. It's just a 1 or a 0.
Ben Brust, Greg Scalzo, your contestants for 1 or 0. Josh DiMaggio, your host. Yes, that's the question. We say 1 for yes, 0 for no. There is no gray area. Joshy, take it away.
Video has begun spreading on Twitter of Angels third baseman Anthony Rendon grabbing a fan by a shirt and threatening to bleep him up after the fan called him the word that can also be used in reference to a female dog. 1 or 0. Your pro athletes fighting back against unruly fans.
I'm a 1 in this scenario for sure. Mostly, it's hard because there are instances in which we can go to history in which things have escalated to a point where I don't think anyone wants them to escalate. And in athletics, your adrenaline's pumping, you're fired up about competing, and when your competition is just going, like, you're not thinking as clearly as if you're slowed down. But it seemed like Anthony Rendon, as I watched this video, was in a pretty calm, solid place. The guy called him a bleep, and then he grabbed him by the shirt, and just watching the fan clam up and really, like, not have anything to say. Like, you could see the fear, and I couldn't even see his eyes, but I could feel the fear. And
wait, so you're a 1 here? Like, you're for it?
For that specific instance.
How? It's a 0. Like, you can't.
So, Greg, I can just come up to you in everyday life and just call you names, and you're not going to do anything about it?
1, everyday life is a little bit different, right? Obviously. 2, in life there's times where you have to be the bigger person, and there's positions where you have to be the bigger person, and there's different expectations for one person versus another, right? Like, it's just how the world is. And the player that's making millions of dollars on the field doing their thing, the fans generally can say things to them. The other thing is, yes, if I'm in a bar and I call you a word and you put your hands on me and, God forbid, hurt me, and we've seen athletes do it before, then yes, you assaulted me. Now, there is a Supreme Court case that has to do with fighting words that is somebody versus New Hampshire, I believe, that does talk about some of that in terms of incentivizing a fight. But in this case, from that perspective where you're talking about trash talk, to just lose it when you're called the B word by a fan in the stands, he should laugh at that guy and keep walking. Like the idea that he's going to put his hands on him is wild. You can't do that.
I just like the way he handled it. Like, he shut him up and life moved on. Like, that to me was like all right, you want to talk? I'm going to scare you a little bit. I didn't do anything to you. I didn't make contact with my swing, but onwards we go.
Thank you, Josh. Is Chedlinski versus New Hampshire the Supreme Court case? You liked it. I pulled that one out.
I loved it. I wish you would have had Chedlinski off the top of your head, too.
Sorry, guys. We had
a
a misspelling.
I thought about that case.
It's Chaplinski. That was a typo on my.
Oh, classic.
Yeah,
classic.
We were close.
So on brand today.
We were in the ballpark. That's good enough, right?
Hashtag teamwork.
1 or 0. Fans are too brave yelling things at fans. At athletes,
players,
sorry.
One, of course they are, but again, like, it's gotten a lot better, I think, all in all. Like, I don't think it's nearly as bad as it was. But B, like, it's kind of the home field thing, and I'm not saying it's, like, right to be calling, like, players dead, but the idea of booing people or being creative and having fun chant, like, it's kind of part of the game where you try to get in people's heads, and guess what? They do it to each other on the field. They do it to each other on the court. You do it all the time where you see players while other players are shooting free throws talking smack. You see guys talking the entirety of the game. Joe Ingles doesn't shut up on the court for the Milwaukee Bucks. And, like, yeah, the fans want to get involved there too, even if they're not part of the competition. And they're paying you to watch you.
I can't talk trash to high schoolers, can I?
Absolutely you can.
Can I call them little bees?
I wouldn't do that, but I would be like, hey, dude. Like,
Mama gonna pick you up after this game?
Yeah, of course. Like, hey, let me know when you
Oh, I got a good one. I don't know if it's air appropriate, but I'm definitely pulling it out.
I'm sure there's a few that aren't air appropriate.
Is it about things dropping?
Oh, this one I got from my hockey player,
me
buddy.
Me and Ben both pulled up because I had something in my head and I pulled up, and Ben had something in his head and pulled up.
Sup, V?
Yeah.
You know, like he's like at the free throw line. What's up, V?
I mean, I want to know how many players when you're pulling up in your sexy Mercedes are getting out of their parents' minivan, their mom's minivan, and being like, all right, Mom, like, see ya.
Hey, kid, take this for a wash. I'll give you a tip.
Mom's going to be like, hey, did you remember your acne medication? Like, and Ben's going to, you're going to be looking at them, sizing them up, like, yeah.
Oh, you're right.
This is my
These kids have no hope. I will go to the ends of the world to make sure we win this game. Oh, gosh, if I lose, I should not be welcome back on the show.
I don't know about that. That seems a little harsh.
I mean, we're off the show Monday. It was kind of a joke.
Okay. 800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. Is that it, Joshy?
That'll do it.
1 or 0 today?
That a kid. Way to put in the hard work.
Only one I submitted today. Thought it was the best.
Well, good news. We got pole dancing for you later to read some more stuff.
Now you're being mean to Joshy.
Yeah, a little bit.
Is this because I was popular in the office today? I noticed you take notice of people talking to me.
Maybe
it seemed weird.
Joshy was popular in the office?
Oh, my gosh. He was just yapping it up, laughing it up, just smiling, jokester. It's unbelievable.
On Joshy is a great Joshy. Like, when he's on and,
for
feeling
sure.
it and, like,
I was a little jealous.
Court.
I wasn't on, and he was on, and, he stole my thunder. And I don't like that, as Joshy knows.
Classic. We are going to be at
Rent-free, Josh.
American
Rent-free.
Family Field on Monday. I want to give a shout-out to AmFam, American Family Insurance. When you protect both your home and auto with American Family, you can save up to 28%. But that's not even the best part about it. They've got a digital home quoting tool to help you as a first-time homeowner compare good, best, and better coverage options. Allows you to build your own policy, but that's not even the best part to me about working with American Family Insurance. They have special coverages that protect you from the unexpected. They have policies designed specifically for first-time homeowners, if you are that, or designed for specific people, your life stage. If you own multiple properties, they have things that customize for you. But to me, the best part about American Family Insurance is you get to work directly with a local AmFam agent. So when things go wrong, you have somebody to turn to. You don't have to call a nameless, faceless 800 number, wait on hold, go through 7 different layers in order to get your claim submitted and ultimately fulfilled. No, you have your agent. They do that for you. They help you through every step of the process, guiding you along the way, helping you make decisions and giving you the advice that you need to do things that you need to do. AmFam.com to find your local American Family Insurance agent. 800-990-3776. Ian Rappaport had an interesting comment as far as where the Packers-Jets trade is currently at. We'll tell you about that, plus get back to Bucks Celtics and the 41-point blowout at Fiserv Forum. That's next. Scalzo and Brust, presented by the world's greatest beer, Bud Light, hanging out here at Motor Bar and Restaurant at the Harley-Davidson Museum campus.
You're still looking at those same 4 delays in the system. 94 east and westbound from that stretch from downtown to the zoo is backed up by 7 minutes now, heading in both directions. 43 southbound from Brown Deer to downtown is also backed up by 7 minutes, making it an 18-minute commute. And 4394 southbound from downtown to Layton is a little more congested now with a 5-minute delay. Now for a look at your Storm Team forecast. Tonight, storms ending, windy with a chance for snow showers and a low of 36. And tomorrow, morning snow showers with under an inch of accumulation, decreasing clouds and windy with a high of 40. Weather is brought to you by National Liquor Mart at 16th and National in Milwaukee, packed with the best beer, liquor, seltzer, and spirit deals in town. Open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily, where your satisfaction is their plan of action. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Finn Askin on 94.5 ESPN.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Q Club of Wisconsin is the hangout spot for watching sports, playing games, and having some drinks. Mike, what do you have going on over there?
Gary, you wouldn't believe it. We've got dartboards, foosball tables, shuffleboard tables, and 10 pool tables. Q Club of Wisconsin has a pocket for everyone. But don't let the games be the only reason to swing by. Q Club's Fish Fry on Wednesdays and Fridays are sure to keep you coming back, as well as live music on Saturday nights.
All happening at the Q Club of Wisconsin, North Grandview Boulevard in Waukesha. Check out QClubofWisconsin.com.
Gabe Neitzel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust. For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust. For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust. For your sports talk fix every day from 4 to 6, it's Scalzo and Brust.
Live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue.
Party, baby.
This is Scalzo and Brust, presented by Bud Light.
It's a party, baby.
On 94.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
It's a party, baby. Woo! It's a party, baby.
live from Motor Bar and Restaurant, the Harley-Davidson Museum campus. Welcome back into Scalzo and Brust, presented by the world's greatest beer, Bud Light, across ESPN Wisconsin. He is Ben Brust. I'm Greg Scalzo. You're the Scalzo and Brust family. Calling, texting 800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. It's a delicious fish fry, Benny, and I like the cornbread touch. I like the cornbread with the fish fry. All you can eat fish fry on Fridays. $2 off fish fry from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Bunch of parking available here. Weather's not going to be too great, so just come on down, hunker down at Motor Bar and Restaurant. Pop on by. Enjoy some Bud Lights for us. Come by all weekend long. As I said, Saturday barbecue and blues, live blues music going on tomorrow night, plus all-you-can-eat barbecue specials at Motor Bar and Restaurant at the Harley-Davidson Museum campus.
I mean, the best part is as well, you mentioned Friday. Monday, bring the family. Kids eat for $2. Taco Tuesdays, $4 different tacos. Wednesday, you got some other specials with $20 bottles of wine. Thursday, fried chicken plate. Like, you name it, they're doing something every day of the week to help make sure you come to Motor right here in downtown Milwaukee.
800-990-ESPN. Again, 800-990-3776. Bucks lost by 41 points last night on national TV, TNT broadcast at home at the Fiserv Forum, against the Boston Celtics, the team they're most likely to be playing in the Eastern Conference Finals. Steph in Ottawa, welcome to Scalzo and Brust, the official, unofficial Canadian of the Scalzo and Brust family. Steph, what do you got?
Gentlemen, happy Friday. Listen, tough one for the Bucks last night. Giannis, 11 for 27. They played the night before, well, except for Middleton. But I don't think you guys have to worry. You're on a collision course with the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Final. I'm a Raptors fan, so we have our history with you guys, but I love your team, love Giannis, such a pro, such a good guy. We may play you in the first round if the play-in goes well on our side, so wishing you all the best, and have a great weekend.
You know what? We just became Raptors
Raptors
as our second NBA
I agree.
team. You know, just because of that.
There actually are a lot of similarities between the Raptors and the Bucks. They
terms
both have
of
a lot of
coaching.
international players, coaching, culture-based organization. Like it seemed they both,
during the playoff run, they had a nice setup like we do with Bucks fans. In the Deer
Toronto,
District.
I think, started that.
Yeah, I mean, no, this isn't an offense to our guy Steph, but the Deer District during the Bucks championship run was otherworldly.
It was, but they also were inspired by the Raptors outdoor area when they created the Deer
Look at us
District.
making friends with the North. I love Steph.
Yeah, who doesn't? 800-990-3776. Again, 800-990-ESPN. And the latest in the world of Aaron Rodgers and the impending trade with the New York Jets comes from Ian Rappaport talking about what Albert Breer talked about. No, not Albert Breer.
There's the SI guy. Yeah, it was Breer's mailbag. We had Charles Robinson.
Andrew Brandt's mailbag from yesterday.
Dude, I swear that was Breer.
Was it Breer or Brandt?
It's Breer.
Oh, was it? Okay. So Breer's mailbag yesterday said that the trade is closer than many believe it is, and that many think it is, right? Well, today, Ian Rappaport says, not so fast, my friend.
Basically, 42 and 43 could equal a first-rounder. Like, there are different ways to get to it, is my point.
Okay, so do you think they were doing any of those conversations at the league meetings? That feels like a time where things get done. Is that normal or no?
It's actually weirdly not. I mean, I know every decision maker is kind of in the same place, and you would think, but it's such a different sort of non-work vibe. Like, I imagine conversations happen, but I think there were 2 deals in the entire league that went down at the league meeting, and they were both by the Falcons, Blaise Campbell and Scotty Miller. I think that was it. There's just not a lot of deals that go down, and it does sound like Gutekunst and Joe Douglas talked during the league meetings, but I didn't get the sense they got any closer because there's still no deadline.
Did you know that Goody had great hair?
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
That, Pat McAfee breaking down the hair of Goody.
I can't even believe he would say one nice thing about Goot, knowing that McAfee's guy is Rodgers. I mean, if we're being honest, there is a mutual hatred between Goot and Rodgers. To have Pat even say something nice about Goot seemed a little off-brand.
I don't know. I feel like Rodgers would even make a joke like, well, he does have nice he does have nice hair, right? I think ultimately we're going to keep getting this back and forth, this volley of, hey, it's closer than you think, all the way to, yeah, I don't get the sense that anything is happening. Of course, they're hanging out at the beautiful Biltmore in Arizona, where I was just a few weeks ago. What is that?
I mean, I would say over-under on times you've mentioned that you've been at the Biltmore where the owners' meetings are for the NFL. In the last 2 weeks, probably 30 million and a half.
I don't know about that. It is a nice place, and I do wonder like what cocktails they were ultimately drinking when they were
Garden Snakes.
Garden Sprites, delicious, really refreshing. It's more of a day drink.
Did you know I said Garden Snakes?
I did. That's why I corrected you. They had this like nice like gin blackberry drink called Purple Rain. That was good. I wonder if Joe Douglas, like he seems like a gin guy, but it's also a purple drink, and he seems like he might like be kind of a tough guy if you know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying, and to be honest, I'm living in a world in which the same thing that we went through in terms of getting Rodgers to say he intends to play for the Jets is literally now the same thing. Remember, we were like, who do you trust? Which reporter do you trust? Do you trust Rappaport? Do you trust Schefter? Do you trust this person? Do you trust that person? Do you trust McGinn? Do you trust Darlington? Yesterday it's Breer. Now it's Rappaport. We're just on the other side of Aaron Rodgers intending to play for the Jets with different reports being pushed by organizations, two different people in the media to get us all in a whirlwind trying to figure out where the hell we are in the process.
800-990-3776. Let's go to the unofficial bodyguard of the Scalzo and Brust family, 6'4", 270.
It actually is a big deal.
Jason in Madison. Happy Friday, my man. What's going on?
Man, how you brothers doing on this fabulous Friday?
We're great, man. We're hanging out here at Motor Bar and Restaurant at the Harley-Davidson Museum campus.
Sure wish I was with you. So I'm not overly concerned about the margin of victory for the lowly Celtics last night. I do worry a bit. Jay Crowder literally provided zero. And not that I expect him to be an offensive juggernaut, but I would like to think that he was brought aboard, to kind of lock down or limit Tatum, Brown, those wing-type players. And to see them, I believe Jason Tatum was 8 of 10 from 3. Brown was 3 of 5, I think. That's a little troublesome for me, but overall I believe that we got that man at the head of this spear, and ain't nobody stopping Giannis. Love you guys.
Thank you for the call.
Love you, Jason. Thank you for the call. 800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. Another Jason in West Bend kind of agrees. He says, I'm not overly concerned about this game because remember on the road to the championship when we lost by 39, 125-86, remember how that turned out. Yeah, you said that earlier.
I'm just saying, like they're just copying all my brilliant work.
Copyright infringement, Jason in West Bend. I don't. We said it before. Like, I'm not overly concerned. You obviously don't want it to happen, but it happened, and the Celtics had their way, and that's going to be
any time for it to happen. 5 of the last 7 games that you played, yeah, like it's okay that it happened right now, and you still have a lead.
If anything, you wish that you just sat everybody and used that as a total break game, as opposed to having those guys out there and getting
But
ready.
part of me also likes that, like, even on 5 games in 7 days, like, the organization is building, like, hey, like, let's go out and play, and whatever happens, we'll learn from it. Because, again, you can't discount the amount of experience that this team and this core has gone through, and I think that will pay dividends later for them.
We go pole dancing next on ESPN Wisconsin. It is Scalzo and Brust live from Motor Bar and Restaurant, hanging out here at the Harley-Davidson Museum campus. Pop on by, enjoy some Bud Lights. The fish fry is absolutely delicious, and get $2 off the fish fry from 7 to 9 p.m. tonight. That is their Friday special, all-you-can-eat fish fry.
And I know on my drive to Kaukauna for an hour and a half, I'm going to be sucking down some water, Joe.
Kaukauna stinks, right? Like,
that's the one, yes, where if you drive to the Packers
smells.
game,
yeah,
it's the town where there's some poop.
I don't think it's poop. I think it's like a paper factory or rubber factory.
Paper mill.
Poop or not, it stinks.
Said a paper factory. It's paper mill, same thing.
I'll be sucking down that clean, healthy energy to get me ready to take on some dopey little acne, no armpit-haired high schoolers. Water Joe's got me going.
Sad.
85 milligrams of caffeine. When you think about a 20-ounce soda or an energy drink, it doesn't even come close. Doesn't even come close. And the best part is if I stop at Quick Trip, I can buy 1 liter package and get one, for free. It's amazing.
You're playing against children tonight who have bedtimes. Like, you're playing basketball against people who have bedtimes. Like, their mom is like, hey.
I don't know about curfew's probably more like it.
Like, a 16-year-old, it's going to be like, hey, your bedtime's like 10:30. You better be asleep by 11. Turn the TV off. Like, I mean, people who can't do their own laundry.
The game's at 8:45. I mean, you're right. It's late. They could be tired.
I mean, it's just so wild to me.
I feel like you're rooting for the high schoolers now all of a sudden.
I tried to bet our director of finance, whose high school daughter is friends with one of the players that's on spring break and missing the game, because she was betting against your team. I was trying to bet on you, Ben, so I am rooting for you. I have confidence in you. I think you're going to dominate.
This whole thing is so fascinating. I'm such a loser, a 31-year-old talking on the radio about how I'm going to beat some high schoolers.
Pole dancing next, Scalzo and Brust.
You're listening to Bud Light, Scalzo, and Brust.
Andrea, your best guess for how long Jonathan Brust, a father of 6, who's been with his wife for 16 years, made love with his wonderful wife last night.
Scalzo and Brust.
Dad, welcome to Scalzo and Brust. Do you have a guess for us for how long Jonathan Brust made love with his wife last night?
Yes, I do. I'd like to take a poke at it.
Subscribe to the Scalzo and Brust podcast free on the Wisconsin On Demand app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Those delays on 94 eastbound heading from Highway 16 to the zoo are all the way up to 10 minutes now, with the biggest slowdown at the Stadium Interchange and running into the city. Heading westbound on that same stretch is an 8-minute delay. 43 southbound is cooling down now with just a 6-minute delay stretching from Good Hope into downtown, and we're now seeing some congestion on 41 northbound with a 6-minute delay from the zoo to Highway Q. And now look at your storm team forecast. Tonight, storms ending, windy with a chance for snow showers and a low of 36. And tomorrow, morning snow showers with accumulation under an inch, decreasing clouds and windy with a high of 40. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Finn Askin on 94.5 ESPN.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Even when you think you know what's going on.
They played some tight games, but they played.
Sorry. You can never be too sure. I've got a cold.
Yes, but you also have a cough button over there.
Or an off button.
Packers, nonsense, chaos.
I'm not going to do well that was on camera
at all. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, morning 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand. Show me your Guinness. We want to see you enjoying Guinness pints this month at your favorite Milwaukee area establishments. Take a picture with your Guinness, scan the QR code, and enter to win amazing prizes all month when you show me your Guinness.
It's Gary Ellison here from Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Looking for that midday escape from the office? Or maybe you want to impress a potential client? Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center offers a top-tech, cutting-edge golf experience that gives you the chance to play courses like St. Andrews, Whistling Straits, and more. Even when it's not perfect golf weather outdoors, Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center's simulators, entertainment, and their best Bloody Marys make it feel like summer. At just $35 an hour for a bay, Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is the perfect weekday getaway. Book your bay today at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
One's a Marquette Hall of Famer.
What should my show ending phrase be?
The other may or not make things up from time to time.
Party killer? It's party crasher.
Party crasher, okay.
It's not party pooper either. It's party crasher.
Party crasher. Let me write that down.
Homer and Tony.
There's no question the proper one is the one that Pebble mentioned that Morgan Freeman says.
I don't have to do nothing but stay black and die.
That is you.
And in fact, not the way to close the show.
Why not?
I ain't got to do nothing but stay black and die.
Why not?
Weekdays 2 to 4 on 94.5 ESPN.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. There's a sense of pride, community, and work ethic that's second to none. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. We've been here and will continue to be here for as long as you need us. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
When it's time for an adventure on the open highway, one quick call to American Family Insurance gets you headed in the right direction. Our travel peace of mind package is there if you encounter a bump in the road. From roadside assistance to rental car coverage, we have you covered. Find a local agent or get a quote at amfam.com.
American Family Insurance.
American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust on 94.5 ESPN. Presented by Bud Light and streaming live on Wisconsin On Demand.
Pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You've got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You've got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You've got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You've got to pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up.
Friday on Scalzo and Brust, presented by the world's greatest beer, Bud Light, hanging out here at Motor Bar and Restaurant at the Harley-Davidson Museum campus. Pop on by. Friday fish fry going on tomorrow night. On Saturday, you get barbecue and blues. Ooh, live blues music. All you can eat barbecue specials. Pop on down here. This place is incredible. It's my first time here. We had our company holiday party next door at the amazing event space they have. But my first time here in the bar and restaurant, and it is super impressive. Food is delicious. I had the fish fry. It's awesome. Cheese curds are great as well. Everything made from scratch here in the kitchen. So pop on by. They have awesome daily specials as well. So make sure that you check out their website. He's Ben Brust. I'm Greg Scalzo. You, the Scalzo and Brust family, calling, texting 800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. Josh, let's go pole dancing.
They've got questions, and we've got answers. Time to give the people what they want. Let's go pole dancing on Scalzo and Brust.
Every week we go up and down the dial, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, home of the Golden Beavers. Shout out to you, Dodge County. To all of our fellow shows, all of our fellow hosts, the questions they themselves couldn't answer, the polls they had to post. And we say, you know what? We'll do you a favor. We'll answer those for you. What do we have this week, Joshy?
Let's start us off here with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, which you can hear 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. Simple question based on the viral video last night. Are you in or out on public proposals? In, only 9%.
I'm out.
Out, 91%.
For those that didn't see it, there was a proposal of a fan, a Dodger fan, who ran onto the field, into center field, got on one knee and proposed to his presumed partner in the stands, and he was destroyed by security.
Pummeled.
Smoked.
Sorry, continue.
I'm out. And by the way, like, for what he's going to be fined for doing that, like, he could have. If I'm her, I'm like, well, you just got fined however much you get fined. You could put that towards the ring, dude. You're an idiot. No, I'm not marrying you. Probably a little too far. She probably thought it was cute if that's their relationship. I'm just out in general on the public proposals. Like, it's supposed to, I don't know.
I'm all in. I'm totally in on the public proposal.
Oh, you're so full of crap.
If I were to do it again, I would go to Washington, D.C. with my girlfriend, and I would propose to her in front of the Lincoln Memorial.
Oh,
seriously,
gosh.
like, I'm all in on public proposals. Yeah.
For those who don't know, because we have to give some context here, that is what the hall monitor Jesse Nelson did.
I love it. It's a great idea.
Love. Doesn't Lincoln Memorial just mean love when you look at it?
Indeed, it does.
I want your guys' opinion on this one. We talk about the tall bozo, producer of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Ashton thinks he will consume 2,700 innings of baseball this season. Is that crazy?
How many games is that?
I looked it up. It's about 300.
Okay.
Is that crazy? Obviously 65% or no 35%.
I mean, for all the attributes he has in terms of good qualities, he's tall, he can cook, he's friendly. Like, big time red flag there, bud. I would drop the obviously on that many innings watched.
I don't know if it's red flag. Again, glass houses, how we all spend our time is different.
Oh, big time. I'm just calling them out because it's fun.
I agree. I mean, if you were to, during a certain part of your life.
Oh, God, if people knew how much.
Anymore,
If people knew how much Call of Duty, is that where you're going to go?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I would red flag myself.
You know, like you were going through a stage where you were playing like 6-7 hours of Call of Duty.
Greg, I was setting my alarm I would stay up till 2 a.m. I'd set my alarm at 6 o'clock, play till 8:30, and then work virtually.
In quotations, for those that missed
Yeah.
it, even though you could stream us on video on YouTube or on the Wisconsin On Demand app, or you could find our video stream embedded on social at ESPN Milwaukee, Madison, Beaver Dam, or on Twitter at
I mean, in the
Scalzo
pandemic, I definitely snuck a couple of Call of Duty games in. I'm just being honest, but not as much as you would think.
that infuriates former Greg Scalzo. I know that I knew that.
Yeah, I know that you knew.
I knew it as well, but it's still so utterly infuriating.
From a friend, work, business perspective.
Well, I believe when the pandemic hit, like I was technically your manager.
Were you?
Yes.
Ah, well, you did a bad job managing me.
Appreciate that. It's obviously wild. Like 300 games is a lot of games.
I guess not as much. Did you put the pitch clock in count for these games, Josh? 2 hours and 30 minutes
He
versus
did it
3
by
hours.
innings,
It
so I
actually would be more
divided
games,
2,700 by 9.
I mean, it would basically be 750 hours if you were to assume each game was 2.5 hours.
No, bro.
Is there even that many hours left in the baseball season?
What do you mean?
Like the amount of hours you just said seems like not enough hours there are until the end of the season. Like he's doing too much.
I mean, I guess there's he could be switching in between games. I guess.
I mean, it is 31 full days. To your point, I don't even know if that's possible. Like to watch that many innings with a job, but I guess if you're home because he works early in the day, you watch 2 games a night. You're there.
I mean, a 1 o'clock game and a night game. That's
or even
6
a night
hours.
game and then the West Coast game. You know what I mean? And he's doing it by innings, so like you can catch East Coast, like just all across the country. But every single night, pretty much of the summer, you're watching multiple baseball games.
One more here from Jen Giventree.
10-year-old me would have been in heaven in that world.
Matt LaFleur said it is what it is when it comes to the Packers QB situation. Does anybody say it is what it is when it's a good thing? Yes, 15, or no, 85%?
I'm going to go no, but I'm not going to lie. I feel like Matt LaFleur says it is what it is way too much. I can't think of like other quotes like right off the top of my head. But I feel like it's something I can hear his voice saying it in press conferences over and over and over again, which is really annoying.
Yeah, I think it's possible to say it is what it is in a positive way.
Yeah, like you got lucky in that one, and
like
I could just
Brust,
be like it is what it is.
He's on a heater in Vegas, and I'm like, what? You hit another number in roulette, and he looks over and he's like, it is what it is. With that big bleep-eating grin on his face.
I'm not a big fan of saying it, but I do say it with my grin and my hands.
I can
in the
envision
air.
it. Yeah, I think it's possible.
Like yes, Greg. I can't believe that I just put $300 black on $300 on black, and then put $200 of numbers just on black numbers, and it hit. Yeah, it is what it is, baby.
I mean, you just wasted a whole lot of words explaining the exact joke that I told already.
I just wanted to hammer it home that I got really lucky.
This next one comes from Homer and Tony. When will the Packers next make the playoffs? 2023, 26%, 24, 28%, 25, 20%, or 26 or later, 16%?
Wow, that's very evenly spread out. I will say 2024 wild card spot for the Green Bay Packers.
Show Greg the love. Woo-wee.
What do you mean?
I'm just saying that would be the 5th-year option of Jordan Love, and you're confident that he's going to will the team to a wild card.
It'll be his 5th year in the NFL. He'll have a full year as a starter under his belt. I do think, like, if you can wash this salary away from a Rodgers standpoint, yeah, you're talking about, like, just top half of the league, and you're talking about top half of a weak NFC in a weak division.
I mean, the 26% that voted 23 wasted their vote, because that is just the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I guess old takes exposed if they make the playoffs.
Honestly, I think the answer is either 24 or 26 and later, because if he doesn't make it in 23 and 24, I think 25 is going to be another washout year.
Gotta
and then
find
you're
a new
looking at
quarterback.
26 or later. So, like, I kind of look at it and say 24 or 20, and you know what? I'll believe in Love enough to say he'll make the playoffs in 2024.
All right, last one here from Rutledge and Hamilton, which you can hear 2 to 4 on ESPN Madison. Is there any result for the Packers next year that would warrant Brian Gutekunst getting fired if Jordan Love is a starting quarterback? Yes, 31%. No, the nicest percent, 69%.
There is a way. Absolutely. If Jordan Love is just god-awful and it's like that evident that in this hypothetical scenario that he's just so bad that they're 3-14 or 4-13 and he shows little to no promise that he could be the franchise quarterback moving forward, yeah, you lose a Hall of Famer in Aaron Rodgers, you botch a Devontae Adams situation, you have 2 number 1 seeds, and then 2 years later you're one of the worst teams in the NFL. That's grounds for firing, and I would hope that Mark Murphy would do so if that happens. It's a big if.
Yeah, I mean, if they're, like, historically bad and the team is a mess and you've got embarrassing things happening, I agree. But I don't see it happening because ultimately Murphy's got 2 more years left, right? He's done in 25. And I think when you look at it that way, the idea of firing Goody in your final year means you're hiring somebody a year before.
For somebody else.
Correct.
Yeah.
As opposed to having that person be able to sort of bring in somebody new. I do think it's a 2-year leash for the entire Murphy, Goody, LaFleur, Love line, kind of no matter what happens here upcoming in 2023. There was a poll as well, I think, from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy about the Dairy Queen Blizzard. And I didn't get to ask Ben. Benny stopped at our house earlier this week, and he brought Blizzards by, which means he went out of his way, away from my house, to go and pick up Dairy Queen Blizzards to bring it back to my place when he could have driven right by, like, Cops to get a shake or something else on the way in. Are you partial to, like, is there something, like, nostalgic? Like, where did the Dairy Queen Blizzard come from?
Cops is right next to my house, so I've had a lot of custard. I just need a little switch me up.
Okay.
It'll switch me up.
Just an interesting call.
I also, like, I enjoy a good Blizzard. I'm an ice cream guy. Like,
it just felt like a very, like, oh wow, I haven't had a Blizzard in a while. But you're an ice cream guy a lot. You hit that, even though dairy makes your tummy, it makes it for a bad tummy.
Yeah, it's like my Sunday night thing. I like sending myself into the Monday morning in a bad way for my stomach.
Yeah, with some diarrhea.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
You said it.
I did indeed say it.
Well, one thing that does not make my stomach hurt is Palermo's Pizza. And Bango's Meal Deal is a game changer, so score a great deal this week at Pick and Save and Metro Market stores with Bango's Meal Deal presented by Connie's Frozen Pizza, part of the Palermo's family of brands. Buy 1 Connie's Frozen Pizza and 1 Sprite or Coke, 1.25 liters, and get a free bag of Kroger potato chips when you scan your Fresh Perks card in-store. Need dinner? Bango's Meal Deal is a slam dunk. Learn more at bucks.com/Bango's Meal Deal. I hit for not a cycle. Actually, if you count the 2 pieces of margarita pizza that I had at your house, I had pizza 4 out of 5 days this week. As yesterday, I had the Boss Hog that was left in my fridge. So, yeah, I had a lot of Palermo's this week, and it was amazing.
That is amazing indeed. We are hanging out here at Motor Bar and Restaurant at the Harley-Davidson Museum campus. Friday Fish Fried, unbelievable. Pop on by. Saturday barbecue and blues. We'll be back. Want to revisit some of the Scalzo and Brust talk and text line and continue to talk a little bit about Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love as it pertains to betting, which is now right here in Milwaukee as Potawatomi opened up sports betting earlier today. Not too far away from us here at the Harley-Davidson Museum campus. It is Scalzo and Brust presented by Bud Light.
You're listening to Bud Light, Scalzo, and Brust.
Well, you know the rule about
total
double
over.
dipping, Greg. Double dipping in the same game's tough.
I mean, they brought in Whipple, the former offensive coordinator
No
for Pitt.
justification, kiddo.
Subscribe to the Scalzo and Brust podcast free on the Wisconsin On Demand app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Weather is brought to you by Great Lakes Dragway. The weather outside may be frightful, but the track at Great Lakes Dragway is heating up ahead of the 2023 race season. Find season passes and race schedules at GreatLakesDragway.com.
Much of the same on the roads right now. Those delays on 94 eastbound heading from Highway 16 to the zoo are all the way up to 10 minutes, with the biggest slowdown at the stadium interchange and running into the city. 43 southbound is cooling down just a bit with a 6-minute delay stretching from Good Hope into downtown. And we're now seeing that congestion build on 41 northbound with a 12-minute delay running from the zoo to Highway Q. And here's a look at your Storm Team forecast. Tonight, storms ending, windy with a chance for snow showers and a low of 36. And tomorrow, morning snow showers with under an inch of accumulation, decreasing clouds and windy with a high of 40. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Finn Askin on 94.5 ESPN.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Magoo's on the Mound is your game day headquarters. Located on 59th and Blue Mound, just minutes from the ballpark. Magoo's has food options for everyone and a vast selection of craft beers and cocktails. Enjoy some drinks and watch all the games with your buds. Or stay entertained with pool, darts, trivia, poker, or live music. Plus, Magoo's on the Mound offers plenty of free parking and shuttles to all home games for the crew. Check out their food and drink menu as well as upcoming events at magoos.biz. That's magoos.biz.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. That's right, we're back on the air. Here at Great Lakes Dragway, we're working hard to prepare for the 2023 race season with new and exciting events being finalized soon to add to our yearly races like Labor Day weekend, Memorial Day weekend, Nitrous Streetcar Brawl, Import Wars, and Bugfest. You can now take advantage of our early season pass sale. Go to GreatLakesDragway.com for pricing and info. Don't forget to book your corporate or private event now as dates are filling up fast. Great Lakes Dragway, just a burnout west of I-94 on County KR. Be there.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Greg Scalzo for Smart Spaces. How can Smart Spaces transform your business?
We take an inventory, see what they have, and analyze what their goals are. And what do these spaces need? Does it need to be a simple presentation space, or does it need to be a full-blown conferencing space? No longer are the days of just Zoom rooms and team rooms. These are agnostic spaces. We have to make that easy. The ease of use is first and foremost in all the systems that we do.
Let Smart Spaces transform your business today. Visit smartspaceswi.com.
Yeah, they're football guys, but they don't shy away from the big topics of the day.
That's on Matt LaFleur. You signed up for this gig. This is like Ted Thompson used to say, you got to put your big boy pants on.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
And right now, those big boy pants, he ain't cut for big boy pants. He's a Euro cut, tight fit jean guy. That's where he's at.
Do you have a pair of those?
It's not my deal.
Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN and available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Here in Wisconsin, one name is synonymous with fantastic frozen pizza, Palermo's. For almost 60 years, Palermo's has focused on feeding Wisconsin families. And though Palermo's has grown a lot since 1964, they're still family-owned. They're still proud to call Milwaukee home. And they're still committed to making the best frozen pizza possible. From their new and improved rising crust pizzas to their guilt-free Primo thin pies, Palermo's has a delicious slice for every appetite. Find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer food aisle. Palermo's, flavor is our family's business.
You're listening to Scalzo and Brust on 94.5 ESPN. Missed any of the show? Find us on Wisconsin On Demand wherever you get your podcasts. It's free, it's everywhere, and it's for you.
Scalzo and Rust on a Friday, live from Motor Bar and Restaurant at the Harley-Davidson Museum campus here in downtown Milwaukee. Ben Brust, Greg Scalzo, you, the Scalzo and Rust family, calling, texting 800-990-3776, again 800-990-ESPN. Sports gambling now legal at Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Potawatomi Sportsbook starting out with kiosks. They're making an entire new sports book. With it looks absolutely incredible what they're planning to do with the old Fireside Theater there. Right now, it's through kiosks, but it doesn't matter because we can make bets legally here in the city of Milwaukee. So we want to know from you, what's going to be the first bet you make? When you go to Pato, what's your first bet you are going to make? 800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776. Packers over-under total, 7.5 wins right now. The Bucks to win a championship is plus 250. Mayor Chevy Johnson, earlier today, placed the first bet at the Potawatomi Sportsbook there on the Bucks winning a championship at plus 250. What did he put that? $20?
$5.
No, that was changed. I think it was.
Are you sure? I saw
positive.
$5. I saw $5 as well.
No. Yeah, you guys are classic. We're just going to take the first thing that we see and run with it, guys. Unbelievable.
Joshy does more due diligence than me, so don't put me in that category. Greg, I'm not going to lie. My first bet might be just completely wild because I, last night, didn't text you because I knew you were at the Bucks game. I wrote another first period over 1.5 goals, and it hit. So I'm 2-0 on these hockey first period over 1.5 goals, and it is an electric bet. So if there's some NHL quarter over-unders, I'll be looking at those. Plus, I think I'm going to go Monday morning, and no matter what the line is, American Family Field, Brewers run line, whatever it is. Brewers run line, whatever it is, April 3rd for opening day. Because I want to be there, and I want to be enjoying the game, watching a slaughter. That's what I got as my first bet.
So you're just going to take a random NHL game. That's your answer.
And then Brewers run line for the home opener on April 3rd.
No futures.
I'm not a future guy. Futures, I don't know. For me, I hate the idea of something hanging out there that long. I'm an instantaneous, reward guy.
Well, we know if you're betting first periods there as well. Yeah, I could do some Brewers run line. They're going to win. I think I just need to keep on doubling the bet until they win one of these games. They're not going to get swept on the opening series against Chicago.
That is a baseball method where people do that because of the series. It's very rare that you get swept. If you lose the first two, just keep on hammering home.
So we'll see what happens on that line of things. I guess I kind of like plus 250 for the Bucks. We'll see what happens. I think there's 2 or 3 teams that could ultimately win it. Packers over under win total is going to be tough to figure out, right? I don't know what that looks like. And Jordan Love, I've got over under 25 touchdowns here. Is that a real line or is that a Ben Brust line?
That's a Ben Brust special, knowing that Aaron Rodgers in his first year in the offense only threw for 24 touchdowns. Is there something around there and this is Jordan Love's first go-round?
If the Potawatomi will carry Heisman odds, which I'm sure they will at some point, I'll take Mordecai, the starting quarterback for the Wisconsin
Air Raid.
Plus 12,000 was the number that I saw.
I mean, if Fickle and this squad does it right, they will utilize Braylon Allen to open up this air raid offense. Everyone's all excited about the wide receivers. You bring a couple guys back. You get some transfers in. I don't have there was a big-time Badger juice with the transfer portal and everything. It's subdued a little bit, and I'm okay with that because all I'm seeing from the Badger football Twitter and Instagram is weight room videos, and it makes me want to run through a wall for Brady Collins, the strength coach. Luke Fickle's got that squad just going to work, not talking about anything other than getting the job done in the weight room. That's what I love. No drama.
Ron and the Key watching on the stream. You could catch us on YouTube. You could catch us on Twitter at Scalzo and Brust, all of these station social handles as well. And, of course, on the Wisconsin On Demand app. Download the Wisconsin On Demand app. Hit the Watch Live tab, and you'll be able to watch the stream. Wants to know if you're scratching off lotto tickets. No, that's Ben. He just scribbles on the paper the whole show pretty much.
No, I mean, I like to scribble.
Chef Ben says, my first bet would be Scotty Scheffler winning the Masters.
Let's go. I got another Scotty fan.
He beat you right to it. That is true. That's going to be fun. Hit Pato, play some Masters bets.
Matchup bets on like the first round.
Since you didn't want to go to the Masters this year.
Dude, what are you talking about?
You bailed.
I didn't bail.
Totally bailed.
What are you talking about? I'll go right now. You want to go to the Masters next week?
I don't think I can go.
Oh, yeah. Look who bailed now, baby.
I would have been able to if we would have planned it. But
why didn't we go? Is this the biggest miss of Scalzo and Brust in history?
I mean, we talked about it, and you just, every time we brought it up, you're the impetus to us going. And I give you credit for that. That's not like a negative.
No,
like it's
I
on
know.
You. The reason why
if I am the reason why we're not going as well, I'm going to be very upset with myself.
Well, usually the person who's like initiates the trip, and because they've got the hookup, ultimately, But
I wasn't feeling the buzz from you. When were you like, hey, Benny,
I mean, we
Masters?
Remember, it's Chucky D's last Masters.
Yeah, 6 months ago.
I know.
Where's the follow-up been since, guy?
It's a good question.
I feel like I'm getting a lot of blame game for us not being at the Masters. And I'll take some of the blame, but you're up to blame too. If we're going to do a pie chart of blame, Ben 60, Greg 40.
It was a $20 bet placed this morning, not a $5 bet.
Either way.
It's not either way.
I mean, 20 is a little bit better.
I would be disappointed if the first bet placed at
$5 to win $12.50.
You know, it would be $12.50.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Good for Chevy. Ron of the Key chimes in and says, Tim the Tap Man is going to the Masters. Ben could have met his idol. Don't know what that means.
Not my idol.
Hillsy says, hey, Greg, are those headphones extended out as far as they can go thanks to the hair? I think they could go a little bit more, probably.
It's like a headband for you.
Yeah, I mean, it keeps the hair back a little bit because God knows by the time 2 o'clock rolls around, the hair just keeps falling right into the face. It's tough. Tough out here. But you know who's a huge fan and who I'm a huge fan of is Gina Dello from Pella Windows and Doors.
Who isn't?
Of Wisconsin.
She's amazing.
She's the best. Absolutely. I ran into her at the Bucks game last night and was just talking to her about how awesome our patio door is at our new place, some of the new ideas that I have from a window replacement standpoint. At my last house, they replaced the windows and doors. My new place, they busted out some windows, put in these beautiful patio doors, and now we're looking at what's next. Because I want this last winter to be the last time we had to give my windows the old saran wrap insulation treatment. It makes no sense. Doesn't look good. Plus, you know how much money you're losing on energy costs. The beauty of getting new windows, Pella Windows of Wisconsin, is that they're able to customize to match your unique home decor. And I've got very unique home decor, do I not? I don't even have door handles on my doors or doorknobs on my doors.
It's so unique that I don't even know how to describe it.
And it looks like they matched it perfectly from the hardware to the paint match. The paint, stain, or leave bare, whatever you decide looks best. Plus, 0% financing for up to 4 years, but that offer ends today. So go to PellaWI.com/radio. That's PellaWI.com/radio to set your free consultation. We'll send you to the weekend the right way next. It's Scalzo and Brust, presented by Bud Light, live from Motor Barn Restaurant at the Harley-Davidson Museum campus.
You're listening to Bud Light, Scalzo, and Brust.
Clearly, you can have incredible talents and just be totally screwed up.
Were you referencing me?
No.
Okay. I just
not
wanted
at all.
to
You're not
clarify
screwed up at all. You're one of the best salespeople I've ever dealt with. I mean, on the air, you're weird, but...
Subscribe to the Scalzo and Brust podcast free on the Wisconsin On Demand app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Cedar Ridge Distillery continues to make a home right here in Wisconsin. The original 86 bourbon is the best-selling bourbon in Iowa for 3 straight years, and you have the opportunity to get that here in Wisconsin. Also, the quintessential, the best American single malt, voted by John Barleycorn Awards, and Cedar Ridge manages every step of the production from grain to glass. Make sure you pick pick up the Scalzo and Brust private barrel of bourbon and rye whiskeys, available at Discount Liquor at 51st in Oklahoma or Barstow in Maine in downtown Waukesha.
There are fewer things better than basketball and pizza, which is why we're teaming up with Palermo's Pizza for the Palermo's Pizza Bracket Challenge. Follow along for the remainder of the tourney as 16 lucky fans are assigned teams, and to the victor go all the spoils. Even if you're not part of the Bracket Challenge, Palermo's Pizza is the best sixth man off the bench when it comes to enjoying the games. Palermo's Pizza, Wisconsin's hometown pizza.
A wide array of opportunities abound at Waste Management.
They do whatever they can to make sure that you're set up for success, both within the career and just in your personal life as well. The benefits that are offered here are honestly some of the most insane benefits that I've ever seen. They're paying for people to go to college. They invest in the employees as human beings. I've never seen anything like that.
Join the Waste Management family. Just search online, Waste Management Careers.
Attention, attention. More superheroes are needed. Current Electric is growing and hiring service and commercial electricians, solar panel installers, and customer service representatives. Current Electric offers 5-star tech experience with training, coaching, and support, along with competitive pay and benefits. Apply at currentelectricco.com/careers. That's currentelectricco.com/careers. Current Electric has been serving Milwaukee since 1983 and is an equal opportunity employer.
Kessler's is America's largest employee-owned diamond store.
It's the diamond store where the owners think like you do.
As shoppers, we want better prices and more choices.
That's why we give you better prices and more choices.
We don't try to choose for you. We let you choose.
You can choose a diamond from a diamond mine.
A diamond as old as the earth itself.
You can choose a created diamond from a plasma chamber.
A diamond as new and fresh and sparkling as springtime.
And now you can choose a flickering firelight diamond.
Flickering firelight diamonds sparkle with a rich and regal golden glow.
At Kessler's, you choose from 3 different kinds of diamonds.
3 different kinds of diamonds.
Earth diamonds from diamond mines.
Created diamonds from plasma chambers.
And flickering firelight diamonds with a rich, regal golden glow.
We like to have choices, so we give you choices.
Kessler's is the diamond store where the owners think like you do.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Find the Kessler's nearest you at Kessler'sDiamonds.com.
Gabe Neitzel here this week on the tee with myself and Stephen Watson, Monday night at 6. It is Masters Week. We love the Masters and get excited for the biggest tournament of the year. We're going to break it all down. Who's going to win? Who should win? And some of our favorite Masters memories, all part of the Masters Week episode of On the Tee.
On the Tee with Gabe and Stephen, Mondays at 6 on 94.5 ESPN. Sponsored by the 2023 U.S. Senior Open at Century World in Stevens Point. Buy tickets at USSeniorOpen.com.
Big players show up in big games. Donald Driver and Cousins subs are no different. With basketball tournament season upon us, Double D and Cousins are teaming up to offer 80-cent delivery this Saturday through Monday on any order of $20 or more. Let us handle the food for your viewing parties, and you concentrate on your bracket. Order your favorite subs and sides online or on the Cousins mobile app for delivery. Cousins Subs. We believe in better.
You're listening to Bud Light, Scalzo, and Brust.
Nobody
Be
lies
visible.
to himself quite like Ben Brust lies to himself.
I believe every word I just said.
Yeah.
Subscribe to the Scalzo and Brust podcast free on the Wisconsin On Demand app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Save me, save me, save
Feel the sax.
Save me.
Scalzo and Brust on a Friday across ESPN Wisconsin, presented by the world's greatest beer, Bud Light, hanging out at Motor Bar and Restaurant at the beautiful Harley-Davidson Museum campus. you haven't been down here, you got to check this place out. All you can eat Friday fish fry tonight. $2 off fish fry from 7 to 9 p.m. Tomorrow night, you got barbecue and blues. All you can eat barbecue special plus live blues music. And then, of course, Sunday brunch cocktail specials. And Monday for the kiddos. Kids eat for $2 from the kids menu and $5 root beer floats. I love a good root beer float.
I do love a good root beer float as well. I can't say that.
Thank you for confirming. On Twitter at Scalzo and Brust. We did post a poll earlier in the show after Ben Brust told the dentist, because he has to have an in after not going to the dentist for over 4 years. He finally went for a teeth cleaning and told the dentist that he doesn't like when it hurts and he doesn't like when they dig in there. What else was it? He's got some sensitive spots.
Well, they saw that themselves, but basically
what did you warn? Because
before I went in, the dentist who I knew had warned the dental hygienist that basically treat him like a six-year-old.
And then Ben left and was like, hey, my teeth, there's no pain at all. And the question is, if you get your teeth cleaned at the dentist and it doesn't hurt a little, did you actually get your teeth cleaned? 63% say no. 37% say yes.
I don't care what the results show. I had a really good experience. I'll be coming back, and it'll be interesting if they're able to get my money for the night guard or the retainer, which will help me stop the grinding and the recession of my gums. Look, I'm like a dentist. I could be a dentist.
You absolutely could not be a dentist. We had our guy Craig chime in. He said, I want my gums to be bleeding on the way out.
Yeah, that's a little aggressive.
It's how you know it's clean, Ben.
Do
you floss?
I don't.
Yeah.
Do you floss?
Yeah, I have the water pick now, which is kind of like the pressure water that you get at the dentist when they do the teeth cleaning. And I like to do the water pick quite a bit. Usually on the weekends.
Josh,
not doing
do you
it
floss?
every night.
I do, not as much as I should.
All right. So
that's the case with everybody.
Yeah, I mean, that means just be honest, Josh. Like, we're all in this floss little as possible category once a month.
Oh, no, I'm more than that. It's not a daily
you guys
thing.
are good. Gosh, I don't think I flossed in the last year.
What?
Yeah.
Do you have floss at your place?
I do now because I got a goodie bag as I left
Oh,
the dentist
my goodness.
today.
Favorite bets to place in Potawatomi Sportsbook, all new. And again, Bucks lose last night by 41 points at Fiserv Forum to the Boston Celtics. I cannot wait to see those two match up once again in the playoffs.
And that's not how we want to end the Friday with the 41-point loss.
We got to end with a positive note, Benny.
It's free Pizza Friday. We're bringing back free beer and Pizza Friday next week. But for now, 800-990-3776. Caller 1 in Madison. Caller 1 in Milwaukee. 800-990-3776 to win some Screamin' Sicilian Pizza. 800-990-3776.
A huge thank you to everybody here at Motor Bar and Restaurant at the Harley-Davidson Museum campus. Come on down here. Great stuff going on every day. Amazing daily specials. Awesome spot. I love it here. You will too. Big thank you to everybody here once again and the team for setting everything up. Coming up next in Madison, you get Prep Mania Studio Show in Milwaukee and Beaver Dam. It's Joe and Amber. Have a weekend, Wisconsin.
Our biggest delay is still on 41 northbound, heading from the zoo up to Highway Q. You'll be seeing a 17-minute delay there, with the right lane now blocked from Good Hope up to the 145th Street off-ramp because of a crash. We're also looking at an 8-minute delay on 94 eastbound, heading from the zoo into downtown. And we're still seeing about a 4